Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Von here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am really excited to bring more videos to you guys. I know I've not been the most consistent when it comes to YouTube, as I have been actually focusing more on my brand launch, which I did launch literally like about 3 weeks ago or so. So if you haven't been staying in tune with that on Instagram, TikTok and so on, you can definitely hear more about it in this video, because this video is actually to help you guys as well if you are looking to launch your own brand. I would like to just give a good shout out to Ana Luisa, who I am actually wearing the jewelry of today. So that is actually very relevant to exactly what I'm speaking about today in this video, because one of the tips that I am going to talk about today is just finding the right partnerships when it comes to launching. They are a jewelry brand that are very versatile. You can almost find absolutely anything that you are looking for. I am actually wearing the Ana Luisa necklace here, and it has the beautiful rose there. I think I'll do a little close-up there. And then I have the beautiful ear cuff there. And then lastly, I also have this beautiful bracelet. Now, what I really love about this bracelet is I personally have very small wrists. So when it comes to this, you can actually adjust it the way you like. This is just one of the things, or one of the aspects that you will need to look into when it comes to actually launching your brand, when it comes to photo shoots, video shoots and things like that. So stay tuned for the tips. All right, for tip number one, I have that you should just have an actual idea. Now that sounds super obvious, but actually what I do mean is that obviously some people I've seen have pretty much a merchandise brand where they are just having t-shirts and then a logo printed on the t-shirt. That's absolutely no problem at all, but that is actually more of a merchandise company, brand, whatever you want to call it, rather than a fashion brand. When I think of a fashion brand, I think of someone who's actually designing clothing, whether it's menswear, women's wear. It's more actually about how are you targeting a market that's not really tapped into so far, or maybe it already is, but you want to put your own spin on it. And I will kind of actually continue that point later on with another one, which is actually your user research. So who are you targeting? And if you don't know this answer and you're just hoping to just find it out of the cloud somewhere, you are fooling yourself, just because that's usually one of the main points that you need to really understand when it comes to knowing who your customer is. It is definitely the boring stuff, all right? It can be very boring to sit down, do user research, secondary research, primary research, but you can actually make it fun by thinking everything that you're going to find out during this process is actually going to help you to come up with more ideas. Actually, just on that note, what I've been working on actually is an inclusive clothing brand that people with disabilities can wear. So women maybe who are amputees, women sitting in wheelchairs, but women who have no disabilities at all are all included in this clothing brand. At the moment, what I have seen in the market is actually that people assume that it's only the older people or older generation that has disabilities, but actually it could be anyone. It is actually a growing population, whereby right now it's over 1 billion people in the world with a disability. Any disability that it could be cognitive, that could be physical. But obviously I'm not just going to talk to you about disability here, because this is an inclusive clothing brand. So that is what I am tackling with this brand, and I am really excited about it, because obviously it has been in the works for a long time, and when I say long time, I would say just a year and a half that I've actually been, doing the design process, having many mistakes, or most likely as well many disappointments from manufacturing, any production people just not showing up and things like that. So I've been through it, and I think this is why it's important to actually have a video like this to just encourage you guys, because I know it sucks. Once it's all launched, it is really exciting in the end, because you get to see the fruits of your labor. The third tip is actually to find great, meaningful partnerships. And that's actually why I mentioned Ana Luisa at the beginning of this video, because actually when it comes to photo shoots, video shoots. You want to have something that is pretty strong. So when it comes to this, I mean, what props are you adding, or which props are you adding to the photo shoot? So in this case, styling is really important for a fashion brand. If you are about to launch, you may have obviously the clothes there, it looks great, and all of that stuff. But what makes it really pop and what really makes it more relatable as well to people is when you add props. And props don't always just come cheap. You might have to actually purchase some things as well, which I've had to do. But on the flip side, if you find some great partnerships such as those with Ana Luisa for just the jewelry, you are sorted for that. And then you find another one for the bags, and so on. It doesn't just have to be props as well. It can also be someone who might be helping you for the website, business cards, whatever it may be. Overall, you have some really high quality products in the end. Tip number 4, so it is really something that you've probably already heard before. It is to stay consistent. So that doesn't mean spend 5 hours a day trying to work out your business plan and things like that. Sometimes you do need to do that, maybe on a Saturday if you have a full-time job. But actually, when it comes to consistency, even 1 minute a day can actually really do something for you for the next year. Imagine when it comes to the next year, you have now all of these minutes accumulated, all of this work accumulated, ready for you to do something. Maybe you won't be ready to launch, because I do believe it takes way more than 365 minutes, but definitely you will be ready for something. Sometimes, yes, if you feel tired, definitely take your breaks, because sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes your mind is just not there, trust me. I've been there many times where my mind is just like, I'm too tired, I just don't want to work today. I think the more breaks that you take, the more consistent you can actually be. Now, obviously within reason, all right? But obviously if you are also kind of juggling between work life as well as running your own business, that is something I have personally been going through, and it is time consuming, it is tiring. You sometimes lose sleep, but if you do manage your time really well, you will actually find that you somehow accomplish almost everything. And that also just goes with, you know, the way that you are planning things, the way you are managing your time and everything, and prioritizing as well. Not everything can be done in just one go. I have had that sometimes where I'm like, okay, I have like 10 jobs to do. I want to do them all today. Sometimes you just can't do that. Tip number 5. Don't focus too much on investment. Now, you may be wondering, how on earth am I supposed to concentrate on anything else? I don't have the money for it. I can't afford to launch. Yes, you can, okay? Now, obviously, I don't know your financial backgrounds and things like that, but what happens is bootstrapping, which is obviously just funding your own business at the beginning anyway, is actually one of the most effective things when it comes to just getting those foundations set. But actually, most of the time you'll find that maybe investors aren't even interested in you, just because you don't have any metrics to show yet of how exactly you are able to actually give them a return of investment. Spend maybe the first year or at least 6 months really honing in on what those business ideas are and what you're actually doing in terms of the finances. So if you are bootstrapping, budgeting is your friend. Also, you should keep all of your receipts. Don't lose those, so that you can actually have all of the stuff that you need for maybe the following years to come. But the right time is not really a formula that anyone can follow. The right time is according to how well you're doing. Maybe you do well in 3 months after launching. Maybe you do well in 2 years after launching. Last tip, don't hesitate to actually launch. A lot of people, myself included, I have actually had many times where I've just been like, okay, I think I should launch next month. Okay, I think I should launch the month after. Now, to be fair on myself, there were many circumstances that actually made me have to do that, such as manufacturers just suddenly going MIA. You don't want to launch and somehow get like 50 orders in just 2 days, and then you can't fulfill those just because you haven't got everything prepared. But when you are prepared, don't hesitate to actually launch. There is a side of people where they have everything set and now they keep revisiting the idea, wondering, is this the final idea? Is this what people want? Is this what the market wants? Just go for it and the market will tell you. That's actually what one of the people that I work with at work actually told me as well, that don't guess for people at all. People will tell you what they want and don't want. So after you launch, don't fear what may happen actually after you launch. Make sure everything is in order, your packaging, the actual clothes, any of the features that you have on your clothes, so any embellishments, any fastenings, any trimmings, all of that stuff, the fabrics, how are you sourcing your fabrics and all this stuff. Make sure all of that is prepared. And maybe I'll do another video on that actually. Make sure your user journey is super smooth. So how is someone gonna order from your website? How are you gonna be notified about it? And nowadays we have some really easy softwares or website hosts that actually offer these services, so you don't have to worry too much about that. And that concludes today's video. So I hope you guys liked it. I was really excited to do this video just because I have launched myself and I have also gone through all the challenges to do with it. So perhaps I will have some more videos on this. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And once again, if you guys ever want to collaborate with Ana Luisa for any jewelry, definitely go in the description box below. I have all the details there about the discount that they're also offering. They do have a discount of 10% off on a lot of items, but also up to 60% on almost all items, so that you guys can get really prepared for the new year, so that when you go back into the office or when you have new fashion shoots for the brand you might just about to launch, you are ready for that as well. And I will be back with more videos soon. Thank you guys so much. Bye.